All right, YouTube subs, hope you're all having a nice start to the week. The title of this and the agenda of this video is really simple. It's really simple in that uh, there's more evidence in the DNA of this Bitcoin chart for a cycle top around 581,000 than there is of my target of 300,000, and I'm going to get into why that is. I've got the BLX Bitcoin Liquid Index chart up. Sometimes this doesn't update as often as the other exchanges. Currently, I've got Bitcoin price around 105,779. So disregard this price here for now. The goal of this video is just to look at the structures within each of these larger time frame movements to see if there are any similarities in terms of movements within the cycles. What were the most common movements? Extrapolate those thoughts in terms of what we're seeing today versus what we're hearing from market participants. And that's it. Should be a fairly quick video. That's all I'm going to go through. So if we start with the first bear market, if you will, that gave us any type of relationship and proportions between depth of correction and snapback response in terms of first target, major target hit, consolidation target, and then second target, we're going to point our attention to this section of the chart. And that's back in, and I'll zoom in so it's easier to see, back in 2011 through 2012. And what we see here is really simple. The illustration here is really simple. We're just basically looking at the ABC structures, okay? And we're going to do that with all of the individual cycles here. And look at what the market did after it exited and reclaimed that crucial B wave. And that's basically what I look for in terms of confirmation of a new high time frame impulse, being the reclaim of that B wave. In this first instance, when it did it, okay, A, B, C, we saw a peak to trough from that B wave, a relationship in terms of the depth of that price drop. We saw once it was reclaimed here, we saw the proportion, that same proportion in terms of that price drop. So kind of a cup and handle type of setup here a little bit. That's not as relevant. You know, I'm not necessarily concerned with the exact labeling or calling or whatever you want to call that bear market correction. The point of this exercise is to say that relationship and that relationship, these are the same in terms of lengths, resulted in a price target that was met. Okay, price target that was met. Then there was some consolidation. There was some consolidation, and we're calling this A, right? A equal length. From that consolidation, we created an impulse. Coming out of this next consolidation, we had an impulse that was equal in length, and that is B. Okay, so this is N of 1, means absolutely nothing. Well, it means something. Okay, it means something. What does it mean? I so often talk about energy equal to or greater than, right? In terms of what goes into a movement that comes out of a high time frame movement. And we saw that happen twice. So I take that back. It wasn't meaningless. And just as a reminder, you all know I'm not a financial advisor, so this exercise is more for education and to give you just an alternate point of view on the market as I see it. Next, we're going to move along to the next instance where we had the same type of character in the market, where we had a massive ABC correction, and the B wave, again, is what I'm concerned with, because the reclaim of that B wave constitutes a fresh impulse on a high time frame. And so we had the same concept here. The depth of this correction was matched in terms of the impulse on its movement out of and breaking away from the B wave. Okay, we see that's equal. And then we see and here's a consolidation. And then what do we see? We see a consolidation and then energy released with that same force. This B equals B that target was met here and it was exceeded. Okay. So now we have two instances where the market has demonstrated that consolidation above the B wave initiated a new trend. A target was met that was equal to the initial descent. And then in this case, the second time where after that consolidation, we had an equal to or greater than increase in price. All right, next. Now we're going to the 2018, 2020 bear market, and we had again A, B, C wave. The depth here was matched in terms of once that B was reclaimed and exceeded by a small margin. Okay, there was a consolidation, and we did not come out with that same energy that we came into it with. Okay, so 3 instances so far, only 2 of them have had 2 subsequent legs that were equal to or greater. All 3 of them had 1 leg that was equal to the depth in terms of percentage proportionate decline and subsequent increase in price. Okay, now let's move to where we are today and do the same exercise and look at both scenarios. So scenario number 1, right, we had our A, B, C, we've reclaimed B, okay, that's what we're doing now. And proportionate to the depth, the response here at a minimum should get us to this target, okay? That's 302,000. That's a minimum target here. And yet, market seems to get worried every time we drop and get cautious and think that, targets over 250 are unrealistic and improbable. Yet that's what the data shows has happened every single time. And let's take it one step further. Let's say we were to meet that target of 300 and then do the same thing we did in 2 of the other instances, not all 3, consolidate and then release energy with just the equal impulse that came into it, coming out of it. What would that take us? That would take us to 581, folks, 581. And so I continue to think that this market is drastically underestimating the potential of this type of macro setup. And the evidence in the chart suggests that there's more of a chance to get to this 581, which isn't even a target of mine. My median target's in the 265, 285 range. I think 300 plus is easily doable. But this model, this look at the market suggests that there's a higher probability. That's what this model suggests, a higher probability of us getting to 581 than even my target of 302. And so I just present this to share another perspective, and I hope you enjoy it. Have a great rest of the evening. Take care.